Grief. Grief and loss are two things that I feel like have been the through line of my life over the last, I'd say, 2.5 to almost 3 years. Someone in my life was diagnosed with cancer at the top of 2023. So that consumed most of last year for me. And in dealing with all of that, I was dealing with my own personal health struggles with my eyes and the death of somebody really close to me, while also still processing and grieving the death of another person I was really close to who passed away the year previous. I lost a lot of time, I feel like. Since fall of 2021, I've just kind of been in this haze of just getting through the day or just getting through the week and trying my best to still be present and show up for my job, for my friends, family, for myself as best as I can amidst a lot of uncertainty and a lot of fear and sadness. And last year was really, really difficult for me. It was really hard. I think back to it and I actually don't know how I survived it as well as I did. And then I got to this year, 2024, and I started it on such a high. I turned 40. My best friend got married. It felt like the top of the mountain from all of the shit that happened leading up to it. But life, it does this a lot. And so, well, actually it does do this, but I also feel like when you get to the top of one mountain, it's only so that you can see the other mountain that's in front of you. And this particular mountain has been very hard to climb. In the past few months, the cancer battle that we thought was behind us is back and is seemingly worse than it was before. I lost another friend at the beginning of this year, unexpectedly and suddenly, and she was my age, and it really, really, really affected me, not only because it was the loss of a really, really genuinely great and kind human, but the reality of it could happen to any one of us at any time just really was driven home for me. I don't know. Life is hard and confusing and scary and beautiful and magical and wonderful. And I think the older you get, the more aware you are that all of these beautiful and awful parts are moving simultaneously and crashing into each other constantly. And navigating that it can be very difficult at times. Trying to stay above everything that's happening while also trying to kind of process my human experience and who I am and take accountability for my wins and my losses and recognize the growth that's happened and pinpoint the areas that I still need to work on. It's a task all in itself that we all go through. I'm not special, but it's kind of hard. It's like, it's hard to see the big picture of things when you're in the middle of it, and the old me is dead, but the new me hasn't fully been born yet. And I feel like that's the space that I've kind of been living in for the last little bit. There are so many parts of me that no longer exist that I've grieved and let go of and made my peace with and discarded because they no longer serve me. They're no longer applicable to who I am and where I am in my life. And I feel like I'm changing and evolving into this new version of me, this next version of me. I'm really excited and looking forward to fully meeting this version of myself, but I'm not there yet. I'm kind of in that in-between space, and it's very uncomfortable. I've decided recently, within the last 4 or 5 days, to make a concerted effort to create an environment that will allow this new version of me to bloom. So I'm actively and intentionally changing everything in my life, changing my daily routine from like the littlest things, the time I go to bed, the time that I wake up, intentionally carving out pockets of the day that are just for me to sit and reflect, be honest with myself, and to process whatever needs to be processed, whether it's something from yesterday, a year ago, or something that's happening right now. Really trying to paint a picture of what I want my life to look like, envisioning a life that he can exist in. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. That's the journey that I'm on. I'm trying. I used to think I was trying to rebuild, but I'm actually just trying to renovate an already existing structure. It's like there's been a very big storm, and after every storm, you kind of patch up the holes and repaint and replaster, but I less want to focus on the external, the outside of the house, and I want to start rebuilding the inside. I want to start remodeling the inside. I want a new kitchen. I want new furniture, like I want to create a space and an environment that is different than I've known while still feeling comfortable and safe, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I think that's good for today.